just a quick update on all the prototyping I've been doing on this lamp that I call the bend lamp or the bendy, depending on what we want to call it. Has been sort of like a process where I explored different ways of putting it together and printing it out. But you know, the idea came when I was on holiday and I wanted to like sort of explore a different type of lamp design. This type of lamp design where you have like a curved profile is kind of complex to mold, but you can do some other things with it. You could extrude a piece of plastic possibly, or you can bend a cylinder of plastic, or you can vacuum form it. Anyway, I've been thinking about different ways of doing that. One of the designs, as you saw here, was this design where it was two parts and you can then click it on and then rotate it around depending on if you wanted to have like a downward light, you can move it around. But the idea is that it's not great, as you can also see here, like sort of angled, because it's not optimal to position correctly if you wanted to. You could add some details to it. It might work as a concept. The first thing I did was though printing out this little thing here, small 50% scale, and then gradually moving up in size. The second one, where I also explored different sort of profiles to protect the light. Just a second. So one of the things that I did was printing out this one in one go. So with one sort of plastic part in here. So basically what I could do was putting in my flashlight and then get a feel for how the light would sort of like work on the surface in front of it, which basically is a great way of telling and understanding how the light reflects and reacts. So I did that, and I kind of liked it, but I thought it was maybe not the right proportions yet. So I explored a little bit more in terms of going back to the original idea here, and then trying to figure out, you know, can I do something like this where I have two parts, and then both in terms of exploring how to, you know, how this should work. Oh, you know, can I click it on like this? How would that work? And I kind of like this sort of smaller, like where it's not that long as this one. But then, you know, I was also thinking about maybe I could do something like this where there would be more ambient light on the back and then slide onto here and it would be more like full-on lighting. So this concept is interesting. It's not fully developed, as you can see. And then maybe even allowing it for, you know, switching around to this type of open design instead. So that went into this one. And then when I was looking at it, I was like realizing it sort of got smaller while I did the design of that one, and I didn't really like that. I liked the bigger one. So I went back and then redesigned it again, and this time I got this one printed out, which is also in a different color, just to figure out if that would be nice to explore. And then there's another learning from this one. This one is also back to a one solid piece printed like this in the 3D printer on the bendylamp, the H2D, and you know, the good thing is that this one here is only 0.6 or something millimeters thick, the white part, whereas this one here is 2 millimeters. So, and this one is 1.6, basically allowing me to print out this one in one go, and then again being able to test how the light would work. It's not optimal with this. It's not optimal with this flashlight. But it's actually also pretty good to sort of like figuring out, okay, how does light bleed through this? Where does it bleed through? I don't know if you can see, but there are like details here around where it's not working really well. So it's actually sort of allowed me to figure out, oh, if I wanted to do it in a different color, I probably need to do something with more infill on the top, or a different wall thickness, or I could even use this sort of light bleed to my advantage, maybe to get some, you know, more like ambient lighting on this one. But yeah, so again, testing it out a little bit here, crudely and quickly. is also what's great with 3D printing out your stuff. And yeah, so you got the different prototypes here, and you can basically tell that it's been great to test out different radius, sizes, form factors and stuff. One thing that I'm thinking of is also thinking of adding this sort of fuzzy skin to it. I might do that at one go with some of this, but I don't know if it's maybe just an open exploration at this point. All right, thanks for looking at this. Take care.